Welcome back, dear confidants of star-crossed secrets and seekers of the soft murmurs beneath the glare of the spotlight. You are once again in the warm circle of whispers of Turkish stars. In a world where every moment is broadcast, where the loudest voice often drowns out the most meaningful truth, two glittering figures have chosen something far more daring than noise, a choreography of quiet, a pact to let timing speak. Tonight we step into the hush around them, the calculated stillness that makes hearts beat faster. We are, of course, talking about Alina and Navruz. While the trend chasers sprint from rumor to rumor and the timeline demands constant performance, these two calibrated a different rhythm altogether. They placed patience on a pedestal, closed doors carefully, and allowed only measured light to slip through. No careless quotes. No random snaps tossed to the wind. Every pause felt deliberate, every absence suddenly loud, every coincidence too neat to be chance. And as we peel back the layers of what looks like silence, a pattern emerges, one that suggests the outline of a plan, a narrative composed months ago, now edging toward its first reveal. Before we venture into the labyrinth of clues and decode the signals, take a breath with us and fortify our little alliance. Subscribe to Whispers of Turkish Stars, tap the bell so you can hear the first susurrus of change the moment it trembles the air, and if this kind of slow burn unraveling is your favorite ritual, give this investigation a like. If you'd like to be a patron of our quiet revolutions, that join or subscribe button is your key to the inner lounge where we prepare our next deep dive together. Now, let's glide into the heart of it. To the casual viewer, what's been unfolding might look like polite distance, a professional neatness that keeps everything tidy. But if you've lived with this industry as long as we have, you know when the wind is about to turn. The murmur in agency corridors and the constellations on social media tell another story. Communication between Alina and Alp never truly dimmed. The conversations simply moved behind velvet curtains, becoming slower, more intentional. What the public read as a pause may have been the blueprint phase. What some took for indecision was, perhaps, a steady tightening of the weave. Whispers from trusted corners hint that last summer marked a pivot. In that intense heat, when headlines glitter, the two stopped chasing them and began mapping time. The rumor is that they aligned their calendars, not by accident, and not because management flipped a coin. They did it with the patience of watchmakers, linking commitments one after another to carve out shared clearings in the near future, a corridor where choices could walk without bumping into chaos. It wasn't impulsive, it wasn't fleeting, it was method. And that method, we're told, extends beyond the personal into uncharted terrain where careers meet like rivers. Reports that drifted into our hands, like pages of a draft novel left under a lamp, speak of a plan not content with casual promises. This isn't a heart on a sticky note. It's a long arc with milestones, margins for improvisation, and exits they might never use but still drew anyway. There's a prologue in which they let the clamor quiet. A rising movement to set the terms. And then a flourish, a reveal, the kind that lifts a curtain for an entire industry waiting in the aisles. The first act, we hear, looks outward. Alp's careful global ties, forged with steady visits and patient networks, pair with Alina's collaborations with international names that understand what it means to tell a story through presence. When you place those lines on a map, you don't get a weekend escape, you get a strategy. The project, if that's what we can call an idea that keeps expanding, sidesteps the easy romance narrative for something sharper. Two artists aligning for a broader horizon, a shared language spoken across markets and seasons. The wind smells like ambition, but the tone is serene, as if they plan to choose the where and the when on their terms. Our family here at Whispers of Turkish Stars, your eyes and ears across the digital world, has already begun to piece together the breadcrumbs. Some of you noticed uncanny overlaps. Posts spaced in ways that create rhythms, background details that hum the same note, friendly gatherings with mutual allies who say nothing yet say everything. Without spelling anything out, both of them appeared framed by echoes, similar light, similar city textures, even that gentle wink of a caption that means less on paper and more in an atmosphere. If you've cracked the cipher, you know what to do. Leave your wildest theory below and let's see which vision survives the storm. This alignment, sources insist, is not coincidence. It has the structure of preludes, the soft percussion before the crescendo. Their mouths remain closed, not a press line that spooks the moment, not a stray comment that erupts into headlines. And yet, the buzz swells because absence is never a vacuum in our world, it's a magnet. There's a single question vibrating everywhere: are we on the verge of an on-screen convergence, a decision that rewrites their next chapters? Fans speak as if it's already real. They replay their old sparks as evidence. They trace lines between posts until those lines glow. One person close to the storm confided a sentence that keeps ringing in our ears: this time, the plans dig deeper and aim longer. There is no panic in their timing. No hunger to rush. That calm is not lack of desire, it's confidence. The certainty of people who know where they want to arrive and aren't interested in tripping at the starting line. And that serenity, that steady beat, only intensifies expectation. When two people refuse to be chased, the chase regroups and waits at the perfect corner. That same whisper carried another spark: the preparations aren't hypothetical anymore. The tune has shifted from maybe to soon. Somewhere, tucked between a contract folder and a calendar note, a date is circled in the warmest red. The window seems to align with a new wave of brand partnerships that mirror Alina's aesthetic and a fresh cycle of exploratory talks for Alp. That's not coincidence, that's choreography. Think of it as the moment a painter stops sketching and begins to layer color. The rumor that sent a jolt through casting rooms is the one you expect: the possibility, no, the hunger, for Alina and Alp to reunite within the same project. There's no official script you can download, no voice that has stamped a seal in public. But the clearest sign of momentum is timing, and both have protected pockets in their year that line up like magnets. Producers with quick instincts can smell it. They wait with treatments polished, waiting for a nod that could flip a studio slate. The fee would be high, the stakes higher, but the return in audience, in conversation, in image, might be priceless. Those who know them best whisper that both are sharper now, more centered than before. Experience hardens you in one way and softens you in another. They seem less tempted by the quick hit and more seduced by equilibrium, the sweet spot where personal realities don't threaten to topple professional structures. Have they found that rare middle? It's too early to swear to anything, but the road they're drawing suggests a long game in which impulse is replaced by craft. If once there were fires that burned too hot, perhaps now there are candles that glow without smoke. And so we reach the question that coils at the center of all this: have we crossed the threshold? Are we standing at the line that looks like the last quiet night? Journalists refresh their feeds. Fan accounts scan pixels for hidden reflections. The watchword is patience, and yet, speculation scribbles faster than ever. A reveal before the year closes, or in the first exhale of the new one, would not only satisfy curiosity, it would bend conversations for months. The soft declaration, "preparations complete," works like a match near kindling. It takes only a breath. A more secretive strand of rumor tells us the plan includes more than the two of them. There's a suggestion that immediate family and trusted friends have been given a heads-up wrapped in a riddle: be ready for surprises. That kind of message doesn't precede a simple weekend trip or a casual endorsement. It hints at a pivot capable of reshaping routines, redefining what shadow and light look like in their days. The care with which they've shielded each piece, the flight routes, the meeting spots, the sudden schedule adjustments, tells us the stakes are high and the vision is fortified. Media strategists have noticed the same strictness. You can call it secrecy, you can also call it focus. Private flights are not about extravagance here, but about limiting fractures in the plan. Remote locations are not about vanity, but about oxygen. Last-minute changes aren't chaos, they're misdirection. Of course, in entertainment, blocking the view only makes the crowd press closer. The curiosity is voracious now, and not just among fans. Brands calculate. Studios pre-visualize. International platforms watch the horizon as if scanning for a new constellation. We've heard it said that some internal presentations are already designed, that the pencils have been put down and only the signature pens remain in their cases. It feels like staring at a painting hidden under thin gauze. The shape is obvious, the details are only waiting for permission to glow. When the fabric is lifted, and there will be gasps. A new series? A shared announcement that blends romance with enterprise? A personal milestone wrapped in professional triage? The future hums with chances. So, what do you want to see when the curtain goes up? Will it be a drama that returns them to the screen side by side, or a sharp return, a joint brand story, a creative studio, a slate that bears both of their signatures? Some dare to dream in white, the intimacy of vows and families at the front row. Others imagine a global tour of premieres where they step from one red carpet to another with a quiet smile that says everything. Your hopes matter here. Write them into the night below. This channel thrives on your visions, and too often, the visions arrive before reality and set the stage. As we wait, we keep listening. The notes we catch are steady, consistent, never frantic. They suggest two artists who understand that each reveal rewrites the expectations for the next. The first announcement will be measured, the second will open a new door, the third might be the one that changes the room. It's tempting to rush to conclusions, to stamp predictions in bold. But part of the pleasure, even for us, is in the listening, the way silence can be a melody if you lean close enough. If this quiet analysis has kept you company, if the scent of impending news has sharpened your senses, make sure you've subscribed to Whispers of Turkish Stars. Tap the bell so it doesn't chime without you. Leave a like if you, too, believe that stillness carries the richest signals. And if you want a seat in our inner circle, that join or subscribe button is where we welcome those who keep the fire lit while we look to the dark for sparks. Until the veil falls, remember, the loudest thing in the room is often the silence shared by two people who know exactly what they're doing. Good night from all of us here, and hold your breath just a little longer. The next sound you hear might be the one you've been waiting for.